transient response. When we're talking about the transient response of a microphone, we're talking about how fast and accurate the microphone is translating the dynamics of the sound source. A fast transient response will produce a more accurate representation of the sound source, and the slower transient response will mask the fastest peaks of the sound source. And since a lot of the perceived high frequency material is in the fast transients or peaks of the sound, the slow transient response will produce the sound somewhat dull. Dynamic microphones. The membrane of a dynamic microphone is attached to a coil, pretty much like the cone of a loudspeaker. When sound makes the membrane move, the coil moves back and forth in a magnetic field, and the induction current translates the movement into an electric current that is what is represented at the output of the mic. Condenser microphones. The condenser microphones works in a different way. There's a backplate and a very thin membrane. The distance between the membrane and the backplate changes, and the electric load of the capacitor changes, and this is what is translated into electric currents, which is at the end translated into sound. So the membrane of the condenser mic is not attached to a heavy coil, and therefore it moves easier, and even the smallest and fastest peaks of the sound is reproduced more precise than through the dynamic microphone. This is why a condenser microphone is more accurate and presents higher frequencies way better than a dynamic mic. This does not, however, mean that all condenser microphones handles the transients equally good. Whereas the term dull may be used to describe a microphone's lack of high frequency response or a less than good transient response, the term harsh could be used to describe a sonic signature of a microphone that may introduce unpleasant compression or even distortion on the transient peaks. This is of course not necessarily due to a slow transient response, it's just a bad transient response. Stay tuned. I'll see you back on this channel soon.